Happy Thursday of May the 7th. Such an exciting day. You know, I find that May is that one month where it only has 3 letters. I don't know about you. I find that to be true. And I think that's, there's something to be said about that. It's really amazing. It's a nice day here in sunny Savannah. It's a little, oh my gosh, sorry about this. I'm trying earbuds and I don't think they're going to work, but we're going to try them. Is that better? Okay, good. Yeah, it's a sunny day here in Savannah, but today we're going to take you to the far, far reaches of the Northeast, a place unlike any other. A large state, looks kind of like it's got an odd shape to it, but we're going to go to Maine. We're going to travel to Maine today and visit with our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friend. I have to say it 3 times so I can say it right. Emily Iocovozzi. And she's waiting in our green room right now in Maine. We actually have our own green room in Maine. And I believe they're serving all sorts of dishes. I think they have some baklava, some risotto. I hear the risotto is really delicious. Some dried meats. Meats are always good. But we're going to bring her on now because I think she's full now and she wants to come out and say hello. So Emily, how you doing?
Hi,
Hi.
Doing good. And I have to say the risotto was chef's kiss. So
really?
Good.
Yeah, I love
really
a good
appreciate it.
creamy risotto, and I heard it was extra.
Yeah, thank you for supplying everything that I asked. I know
Hey.
It was a lot, but it's just times are hard.
Yeah, I know. And Kim says dry meats are the best meats.
Yeah, it was taught well.
So it's been a while.
I know. It's since not this past August, but the August before. God, almost a year and some change. Which is crazy. I was just doing the math. I was 19 when we first did Mamma Mia, and I'm 23 now.
Really?
Isn't that weird? And I know that because Sophie says, because Bill goes like, how old are you? And she goes, 20. And I remember thinking it was funny that I was 19, almost 20 when I was saying that line. So, wow. Weird.
Wow. That's crazy. So, I remember doing Les Mis with you as well.
Yes. I was a girl of the night, and then I was just ensemble, but I kind of hopped around and played a bunch of.
But you were in high school then, right?
I was, I want to say 11th grade. And I did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat the year before in 10th grade. That was the first show I ever did at the Savannah Theater. And I remember just being like, oh my gosh, I'm finally here. What? I've made it onto the Broadway of Savannah. Oh my God, I'm here. And I just love it. I had such a great experience with all of the shows I did. I specifically remember Les Mis being a really, really tight cast as well as every other cast. But I loved that show. I also have a very close, hold to Les Mis. But I love that theater and everyone in it. It's awesome.
I do too.
Yeah. Wait, what was your show? What was your first show there?
My first show was Les Mis.
So good.
Yeah.
Gosh, I would have done that one over and over in the same way that we did Mamma Mia. We could have made a comeback with that one as well.
Yeah, so they did bring it back, but you weren't able to be in the second run,
right? I wasn't in it the second one. You're right. I was, I think, away in college my first year, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't remember.
Gosh.
I wasn't keeping track of you at that point in my life.
No. I was, doing my own thing. It definitely helped to go from, in the time of high school to also be working in a theater with Savannah Theater and getting to work with professionals before I was off to college. It was a really, really great learning experience on how, theaters run themselves. And I had only really grown up with Savannah Children's Theater and, of course, Savannah Arts Academy. So it was a great experience working with a whole new caliber of artists and different directors. And it was, very thankful for Savannah's theater community. And now we have 3 more.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about
there
that.
You are.
3 more theaters that have come up since I've left, which is incredible. And I can't wait to go and support them and see their shows the next time I'm back in town and the next time that theaters are back up and running.
Yeah.
After this.
Yeah. So in particular, talking
Oh wait, I
about,
can't hear you for some
you
reason.
can't
Hold
hear
on.
me? Uh-oh.
Sorry.
We'll wait.
Can you now?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
You can hear.
Yeah. So I'm going to check my audio real
That's
quick.
so weird. I can't hear anything.
Yeah. So why don't you leave and come back?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Emily's going to leave and come back. I apologize. She's having technical issues. We'll see what happens. I'm going to message her somehow. Let's see. I've got several different messengers. But until that time, let's talk about dry meats, Kim. So what is it? What is it you like about dry meats? Oh, can you hear me now? Okay, you can hear me, but I can't hear you. I can see you smiling and talking, but I can't hear you. Kim says, let's see, too far off the coast. Apparently, yes, she's far off the coast. So the audio doesn't work from that area. Wait a minute. Trying to unmute your mic, but it can't unmute you because you have chosen to mute yourself. Yes. Wait, now you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. What is going on? Folks, I apologize. It's all Emily's fault. So maybe we'll try it from her laptop. Good thing Kim knows sign language. Yes, I don't, so it doesn't help me at all. Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what happened to me, but I decided I'd leave too, just because it seemed like the thing to do. Hey, Ryan McCurdy, how are you? It is better than a thriller. You don't know what's going to happen. What's going to happen next? And Kim says, yes, total fail. I'm going to see if I can get in touch with her on the Instas. She's not on the Instas right now. We're going to see if she can come back in. So, well, that's a good question, Kim. What am I up to? So I've had a couple of these shows so far, and there have been various guests that have been on. Ryan McCurdy has been one of my guests. He was delightful, to say the least. To say the most, he was extraordinary. But me, myself, I have been up to many things, work mostly. My job makes it so that I can continue to work. I see that someone is in the green room again. We're gonna try this one more time to see if let's see. I'm hopeful. I'm very fingers crossed. And
All right, can we hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Okay, thank God. I think my dad was right though. I just want to make it clear that yes, I'm in Maine, but I'm on an island in Maine. So like I have to take a ferry to get to the mainland. So I am definitely not in the most not exactly in the suburbs. So I have to find like the perfect pocket of this house to find like the sweet spot for Wi-Fi. So thank you for bearing with me.
No problem.
That's where I was so excited to see another face this morning. We were in absolute isolation here. But I am very thankful. Thank you. Yeah, Ryan. Hi. Oh, right. But I left New York actually on March 14th. So it's coming up on almost 2 months being here, which is pretty insane. But it feels like one day it'll be like, oh my gosh, it's flown by. And then the next you're like, how has it only been like an hour, But
right.
I'm very lucky. I'll pick my camera out so you can see it.
Yeah.
Sort of. But I mean, I'm in a beautiful, it's stunning. So I mean, I do check myself every day and go on a walk and kind of keep myself sane. But I'm starting to miss my city and miss my people back there.
Yeah.
And it's hard seeing videos and getting the news updates and knowing that, a lot of my friends still from school and just from life there in the city are still there and having to literally just not leave the mainland.
Yeah.
leave their apartments. My
Mainland Maine.
mainland in
I
Maine.
know.
I get it. Mainland in Maine.
Yeah.
My
Ryan in particular,
definitely call it
he's
the mainland, but it's Lincolnville. I mean, so mainland is
Lincolnville.
more fun for us.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
I'm here with 3 other people, so it's nice that it's not just me or me and one other person. So I have enough of a group of people to feel like I can socialize to an extent. But it's been a lot of baking and arts and crafts and painting and finding whatever craft I can do to keep myself, busy and my mind running.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that. I've got my daughter who has a lot in common with you. For
Yeah,
one thing, her mother's name is Helen. So
crazy.
it is
Love
so
it.
crazy. I wanted to ask you about this because it's always in my mind whenever I hear my daughter sing. Uh, when did you get your belt?
You know what? That's actually a really, really good question. And I think before college, I would have been like, what? What do you mean? I've been belting, whatever. But I don't think I learned how to properly belt or properly use that, part of my voice until my senior year of high school, transitioning into like my first year of college when we had a class called like vocal performance and a vocal workshop class where we literally would just go in and sing songs from like the ground up and learn what our voices were doing with, as we sing through certain lines, like, okay, well, how does this, feel when you're singing it in this register up here? And I had never thought about it as like a map, I'd always just been like, I'm singing and this is what happens. And I just hope it, it works. But then someone was like, you know what, maybe if you don't bring up so much power from the diaphragm, but you know what, you access, I always think of Gretchen Stelzer coming back to Savannah. She was my first voice teacher. She always used to say, like, use your mask. And I remember being like, what mask? I don't know what that is. And it makes so much more sense, your upper resonance up here. And I think I really learned to belt and learned how to properly and not skrelt or, just get the notes out there. I'd like to say my first year of college healthily. But I mean, I was in high school. I had the tough lesson, I think, actually. I was in Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
And it was a marathon. I mean, that's a really tough show. And I was Elle Woods, and it was a lot. And it was my senior year. So, I mean, it was a lot of stressors going into it to begin with. And that's a pretty, I mean, like some would say, belt heavy show.
Yeah.
And I just remember just kind of feeling like I had to just keep plowing through it. And never, I think I reflect on it now. It's like, I really wish that I looked at, like, was I singing healthy? Like, who could I have asked, hey, like, this is feeling really strained. I know it sounds like I'm doing it, but I need a little bit of help so I can do this every night. Because I mean, I think after the second show, like I my voice just kind of knocked out for like the whole day. And I had, all the tea and honey before the show. And you're like, oh my gosh, it doesn't work. And, stress and nerves kick in, and it ended up working out and being great. And I loved the show. But I think that's where I learned that I couldn't exactly fake it until I made it all the time. I really had to learn how to use my instrument and be healthy with it. And it's become a very big love-hate relationship with me and that part, because I mean, I always just kind of not like knew how to sing, but I just was like, that's what I felt comfortable with. I was like, this is what I know. But I think when I started really challenging myself with those kind of musical theater numbers and those kind of, belting numbers, that I really had to learn how to use it wisely and not, just get it out there once and then hope it hits and not, have a voice the next day. And it's definitely made a difference. And yeah, voice teachers are amazing. I had my first voice teacher when I was, I had my first voice teacher when I was, I want to say 10, and it was Gretchen Stelzer. And that's kind of how I got my little footing in with some of the amazing people at the Savannah Theater. Is I started taking from her at a pretty young age. And at the time, her concerts, like for her students, after I think like a few weeks of lessons, we would perform our songs on the Savannah Theater stage. And that was how we would end it, like the final show. And I just remember feeling like a star every time we got to go up there and sing.
Yeah.
And it was, and I think that definitely, I'm getting off subject, but just because I'm
No.
But I think having a voice teacher kind of from the beginning to at least keep me in check. Like I definitely went off on instincts a lot, but I think I would always come back to, Gretchen's words. And then throughout arts, we had really, really great voice teachers as well. but I was a chorus member and or chorus major, who also, I'm sure like your daughter as well, go straight to the, a half little musical theater major, half, and I kind of made that a balancing working act. So I kind of ended up taking a little bit of both. And I wish that I had really asked the questions to my voice teachers or to our teachers at the time at arts to really like break down, the healthy. I mean, we learned about the larynx, we learned about everything, but I wish that someone had really broken it down. But you just don't have the time, especially at that school. We're always working and we're always prepping for new things. And I totally get it. And gosh, I learned so much from them. But I think it was until to bring it all around full circle, until like my first year of college, that I really looked around and I was like, oh my gosh, I really need to learn how to sing healthy, or else this is going to go in 2 years, 3 years. And you see it happen and it's scary. So you really want to make sure that you keep yourself healthy and keep yourself in check, which I definitely have to do. And I've recently getting like bad allergies. Like, I don't know if it's New York's pollen or whatever. Like, Savannah's never used to bother me. Instead of snow in Savannah, we have pollen. And I was always used to that and it never affected me. But it was like my first year in New York, like the first day of spring, I was like, my voice was gone. My nose was dripping. It was awful. And it happens all the time. So I just have to, like I said, stay healthy. So, this is kind of nice, not nice. I would never say this is nice, but this time to be at home, I've been doing a lot of just finding random online voice workshops and different lessons just to try and see what sticks. And that's been really nice, is actually having the time to sit down and look at other people's techniques and listen to other people. And I've been watching a lot of Theater Mania and Broadway HD and catching up on shows. I just love to watch other artists and see how they produce these insane sounds with their voices, and kind of just observe and hopefully take in a lot.
Yeah, that's all great.
That's a lot.
No, that's great.
Sorry, I'm just so happy to see another face. I'm just like, what else do you want to do? I'll talk.
I don't know. You want to play a game? I could get. No, I'm just kidding.
Honestly, I'm just so mad that we left Catan at my apartment.
Yeah.
We don't have it up here, and I'm going crazy.
Have you looked at Jackbox?
No. What's that?
Okay, so there was this game when I was younger than I am now. It's called You Don't Know Jack. And it also had a game show, but it's like the biggest rage right now during our strange times. This thing called Jackbox, and I think it's on every single platform you can think of, but it's like you can join it by phone, you can do it on your laptop, and you basically host a game and ask questions and answer questions.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I would definitely do that. I have been definitely behind on the Zoom and the FaceTiming. I need to get better about that. I've only been FaceTiming like my family and a few friends, but I still don't feel cool because I haven't done the Zoom chats or anything like that. So I need to get up on that. So
yeah, we need to do a Mamma Mia Zoom. I talked about it before, but we never did it.
Right, you brought it up. We should.
So we'll look into that again.
We'll get it together.
And you saw Michelle Me said Emmy,
I know. I think that's a really hard part for me right now, is that even during this time, a lot of people have had the opportunity to go back home and to be with their family during this. And I'm very close with my family and close with a lot of people in Savannah. And that's where I have a lot of my, major connections. And so it's tough seeing everybody together there, and everybody, obviously not together, but, everybody's home and in the same place. And I love to see that, but I do wish, like anything, every day that I was home. But I'm happy to be surrounded with the people that I love here in Maine, because I'm very thankful for that. I've got my roommate and then my cousin and his girlfriend. So we're a good little bunch here.
That's cool.
I miss my fam. And I miss all of you guys. And I'm happy for all of our group chats and everything. And I love staying in touch. And it's been so nice. I mean, I just wish that I was home. And the weather looked so nice. Speaking of weather.
It's a little colder today, but I know it's not going to be as cold as it'll be up there.
I'm so sad. I mean, it hurts. We were out in like a t-shirt and shorts today on the beach, and it was so nice. And obviously no one's going swimming, but we're just happy that it's sunny. And then my roommate comes up and she's like, hi, did you know that we're supposed to be getting, 6 to 8 inches of snow this weekend? I mean, I thought it was the last time it snowed was going to be like last week. We had a little bit of snow at the night, like middle of the night. And I was like, I can deal with this as long as that's the last time. But nope, looks like I might be going sledding this weekend.
Yeah,
Woo!
looks that way. I'm just going to share this screen real quick so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Let's see what's headed my way.
Let's see. Where is it? Oh, I'll use that one. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So,
that
historic May snowstorm. I don't know, it's freezing temperature Saturday, so stay warm, start a fire.
We will.
Okay.
We will. We do have a fireplace here. We've lost, the only thing that makes me a little nervous is like 2 weeks ago, we had a really bad storm and we lost our power for a day, like a full day. And then it came back in the middle of the night. And then we lost it for like the second half of the day, the day after. And a few other people on the island didn't get their power back for like 3 days. And someone had made a comment like, oh, well, that was only when it rained. You should see, when we get a lot of snow. So hopefully nothing happens this weekend. But we do have a fireplace, lots of flashlights, lots of candles. So
good.
We're fine.
You got plenty of firewood?
A little bit. Maybe I'll go chop a tree or something.
Yeah, there you go.
I have the time. You know what? I'll take up another craft. Maybe I'll get into like woodworking too.
Perfect.
Start an Etsy shop in the time being. No, but I really have tried to be productive during this time, and I am not a dancer, and I will be the first person to say that during all of the auditions I go to. That's what makes me the most nervous, is going to those dance calls when I'm a proud mover, is what they say. I'm a proud mover. I will pick that, choreography up, not as quickly as everybody else. I'll retain it eventually. So I've been taking dance classes here, which is embarrassing, but I'm happy that no one can watch. So, but I highly recommend it to everybody. There are some really great, especially to anybody young out there in the theater world, there are some really great free dance classes to take advantage of right now from some top choreographers in the city. And a lot of them are donation based. So I highly recommend, if you have any free time, to go take some classes too. But that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I think Molly she's kind of been doing that stuff nonstop. She's been baking. Yeah. She's been doing little classes and yeah.
There's really nothing else you can do. I'm trying to be as productive as I can without making myself feel like I have to do something every day. It's more just, whatever feels right. If I want to sit in bed and watch Veep and the morning show all day, I will. And then, the next day I'll devote it to doing something a little more active. But I miss you. I miss them so much. I miss everybody in Savannah, and I miss you so much. As you know, I freaked out when I saw you. But I'm so happy to be doing this. And
yeah, I'm so happy to have hair.
Yes. Gosh, I was thinking about it today. I think in one of your interviews, you asked Anika Larson what, like, any sort of like stage mishaps or anything going on during the stage during a show. I don't know what made me think about it today, but do you remember during Mamma Mia, during one of our voulez-vous sequences when you were like dancing and then something happened and you forgot one of the words and then I had to say something, but I don't remember what it was. Oh my God, I was cracking up.
I remember the fact that I didn't know it until afterwards. And then you said, you forgot that. I was like, oh yeah.
This was my favorite part of the song, is when we're both just like grooving and moving, and it was so much fun. Oh my gosh, I missed that show.
Yeah, I do too. And there was some talk about bringing it back, but because of rights, they couldn't do it. Which was sad. But again, even if they could have done it, they couldn't have done it. So it's almost a kind of a blessing that they didn't.
I know.
I think.
I know. I really wish that I had seen Sister Act when they did it this year. It looked amazing.
Yeah, me too.
And I know they were cut short too with everything that happened. It's definitely a scary time for the performing arts industry, and a lot of my friends who work in the industry in New York are definitely feeling that strain and pressure, and it's a nerve-wracking time. But I also feel a very big sense of community and a big sense of lifting one another up and being supportive as well, especially in the musical theater. I know I'm biased because that's like my whole life, but I mean,
Right.
I love the support, and I love everybody making these videos and performing from home. And it's funny, when I growing up, I used to always watch home videos or my favorite Broadway actors posting videos on their Facebooks or YouTubes. And so I feel like I'm kind of coming back to that when they're just posting videos and singing songs that make them happy. And that makes me feel happy. And I haven't done it yet, which I always get really nervous singing on camera, which is probably like not the best. I got to get better at that. But so I look to them for inspiration.
Inspiration. Yes.
One day I'll do it.
Yeah. So I had an interview with a gentleman who used to do shows at the Savannah Theater way back when. Daryl. I'm trying to remember Daryl's last name. He's in New York right now.
Ooh.
And I had him on the show, and I said, listen, have you got a song for us? And he didn't have a song, which is okay. So I sang a song.
Aw.
I don't have a song prepared today, though, so I'm going to put you on the spot. So do you have a song that you'd like to try?
Well, yeah. You know what better time to try?
Absolutely.
A little ditty. And I did think about it. I'm going to set it up so I don't look like a goofy.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the stage. It's all you. I'm going to go back in the green room. I heard there's still some cheese left. It's just, you ate most of it, but there's a little bit left.
I'm sorry.
So, but ladies and gentlemen, Emily Iocovozzi.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, it's not going to be long, but I did just want to sing a little thing from Mamma Mia, because it's what connects Chris and I, and what I think is a huge, I love it. I love the show, and I love the theater where I performed it, and every single person in the cast is like my family. So this is for everyone in the show, not in the show, to sing to yourself or just sing along with your family if it makes you happy, because this song always makes me happy. I have a dream, a song to sing, to help me cope with anything. If you see the wonder of a fairy tale, you can take the future, even if you fail. I believe in angels, something good in everything I see. I believe in angels when I know the time's right for me. I'll cross the stream. I have a dream. Yee! That's all I got.
Yay!
Just a little something.
Yeah, that was so sweet. That was awesome.
I can still recall
that summer. Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
I always loved sitting behind those doors. I'd be in my wedding dress. Well, every day I would be scrambling to get into that wedding dress.
Right.
Fast change. So like, and then you're like, okay, well, I gotta go to a wedding or whatever your line is. Sophie invited me or she, whatever. And I remember being like, and breaking through the door, be like, oh, so calm and collected.
Wow. Oh. What is your favorite backstage story about that show?
There's a few. I really hope that Troy Allen watches this interview at some point or watches some of it, because I really loved during Under Attack. Everyone was in very, very flattering scuba suits.
Oh yeah.
Glow in the dark, black light, scuba suits. And Troy Allen, there was like some music break, and he would always do just like the most insane dance moves next to me while I'm on the bed, and I'm supposed to be like acting scared, like, oh my. Meanwhile, Troy is like doing the walk and like doing like the twerking, and I was like, how am I supposed to be scared of this? I'm just cracking up the entire time. And it was, oh my gosh, there were so many great memories. Like, just everybody. I loved doing. I think my favorite part of the show every single night was the mix in the end with the mouths. I mean, it was just. I don't think there's a better feeling than when all the dads come out in their outfits and the whole audience just erupts in laughter and love, and just like all the men are admiring you guys for being able to do that on stage. I mean, it was just. And then just being around on that stage with all your friends, and you're just singing ABBA. I mean, that's my childhood, having a Swedish mother, is listening to those songs over and over again. Sometimes in Swedish, sometimes in American and in English. And it was just, I love it. I mean, I love that show. And I really couldn't have chosen a better theater and cast to do it with. So
yeah, I remember being backstage, like right during the mix. And Troy is standing right here while I'm about to go on, and every move that he's doing, I'm trying to replicate on the side. It's not going well, but I'm having a good time.
It's just, I mean, just everything. I mean, I love it. And yeah, I could talk about that show for hours. I mean, I think there's a reason why we did it so many times. It's because it wasn't a job. It was just pure fun to go on stage with everybody and do that show. And I love playing Sophie. I really resonate with that character, and it was just, yeah, very, very, very fun. And
sheer joy. Sheer joy.
Pure joy.
Was that show.
I have a question for you.
All right.
What was your first show that you did at the Savannah Children's Theater?
The first show I did at the Savannah Children's Theater was Cinderella.
Really?
Yeah.
With Caitlin Scott was Cinderella?
That's right.
And Richie Cook was the
Richie
prince.
Cook was the prince.
Oh my gosh.
And they originally, it was a high school guy, high school, and he had to drop out for some reason. So they bring Richie in. Yeah. And I just remember.
All of us were jealous.
Oh, yeah.
No. Caitlin gets Richie.
But Richie was backstage, and I just remember him like, dude, this is so wrong. I'm like, I know. And then I feel like it was not, like last year, I was in the same boat. I had to be Abby Robertson's husband on stage. Yes. Fortunately, we never had to kiss or anything like that, but it was still like, this is weird.
I love it. Richie went on to be he directed me in Shrek a few years after that, which was so much fun. And not even in Savannah, which was the best part, is that it was in Hilton Head. We were both coming from Savannah to the show, and that was awesome. But I was just curious. Because I was trying to remember the first show that I really was in with you, because I'm sure we did something together at the Children's Theater.
I don't think so.
Were you in Seussical?
No.
No. I'm trying to think of high school. My last shows there were Seussical, and then I did 42nd Street, which was a camp. The high school camp production.
Yeah, I think I did Cinderella, and then I did The Music Man. And then I think there were two shows that I didn't do, which was Tarzan and Seussical. Oh, and
Did you do Annie?
Not the first time.
Oh, dang it. Oh,
but I did it the next time.
Yes, yes, of course.
But yeah, Honk. I didn't do Honk.
Oh, you were in Honk?
I was not.
Oh,
that was one that I skipped.
That was like one of the only shows I ever was a techie for.
Oh wow.
I know.
Well, maybe you teched one of our. No, you didn't tech. Yeah, because that was the only one you did. But I did a couple of shows with Sarah and Nellie.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because I think right when you came in was probably around the time that they were also starting to do more shows.
Right.
They came in pretty early, but they were always kind of juggling a bunch of other after school curriculars. Before Sarah, definitely one of the twins took way more of an interest in it and started doing it more later on. But yeah, I think right when I stopped going to the Children's Theater because of high school and everything is when you kind of came in. So I was like, I just missed you, but then we got to do so many shows to the Savannah Theater. So but
it was awesome.
I was going down memory lane. My first show at the Children's Theater wasn't even at the Children's Theater. It was at the JEA when I was, I think, 8 years old. And we did Oliver, and Kelly Miley directed it.
Oh, wow.
I was tiny. My grandfather saw like a clipping in the newspaper, like for auditions, and was like, "This girl needs to go. Like, get her to that audition. Like, she needs to go. She needs to find a place to get that energy out." And I've been hooked ever since, man.
Yeah.
Hooked ever since. All I had to say was "food, glorious food" once, and I was in. I was like, "This is it. This is what I want. This is where my life's gonna be." You know, it was awesome. And then I went with them to the other location before they were where they are now on Victory, kind of like just across the street on Victory, behind. It was very small. I did 3 shows with them there.
I think I know where that is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was so cute. I think it's a dance studio now,
Yeah.
or it used to be. But
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
oh my gosh. I mean, yeah. I remember growing up with like Galen Schneider and that whole bunch, and it was just such. I mean, that whole
Galen.
theater is
Oh
just
my gosh.
my childhood. I know. Galen, full circle of my Sky and Mamma Mia. So I mean, it
Yeah.
really is crazy how everything works out, and I love it. But
Did you see? Do you watch The Fabulous Miss Maisel? Marvelous Miss Maisel?
Do I watch The Marvelous Miss Maisel? Absolutely.
I just cannot believe how many times he showed up in that season 3.
I know. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. How many episodes was he?
No, just one episode, but like multiple times in that episode, you'd be like, "Oh, there he is again! Oh, there he is again! Oh, there he is again!" Yeah.
How do I not know this? I didn't know.
The first episode of season 3.
Oh, okay. I have a few friends too. That's another fun thing about living in the city is starting to have friends who just appear in the shows that you watch because they get to be extras or like walk on, supporting. And so I had a few friends who just popped up in Miss Maisel, and I was like, oh, hey guys, like, so it's so fun. And I remember like seeing pictures of them behind the scenes where they couldn't say what it was, and then I'm like, oh, no wonder you're in, your hair styled this way. So I'm hoping to get in on that next season. So
There you go.
I love that show. Everything about it. Oh, beautiful.
My daughter's walking through. She's not going to say hello though. She's being shy today. That's okay. She's behind me. Right there.
So cute.
And there. Yeah.
Oh. So is school officially done in Savannah until
they're supposed to turn in all of their work by tomorrow. As far as the juniors and the seniors, they have to turn in everything by tomorrow. And it's a weird quarter.
Yeah.
It's basically they can do whatever they want right now to enhance their grade, but if they get bad grades, it doesn't count against them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so weird. But it was a school board decision. They made it across Chatham County.
Okay.
And so they're trying to enhance their AP units as much as they can. And my son, who's a senior, he's going off to college next year. Of course, he's missing all that stuff. But
everything. I mean, it's just, oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
But GIF is actually, he's going to come and hand out diplomas to all of the seniors this year.
Of course he is. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Shout out to Giff Lockley.
Giff Lockley. At gifflockley.com or whatever. I don't know.
Best friend ever. He's awesome. Yeah.
He is.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. How does Savannah feel? I have to ask because I mean, with everything going on, I mean, are there a lot of people coming out, or is it still pretty locked down?
So it's very mixed. I would say that us, as far as people in the arts community, are really feeling reserved about going out at all.
Of course.
But there's a lot of people that are bold and want to take a stand on whatever platform it is that they have and show that they're not afraid or whatever. I think our family's just trying to be cautious about everything. And my wife, who works in the medical field, she definitely knows the facts about what's going on. So it's I think you still have to remain vigilant and cautious. Every day it changes. Yeah. I think that's important. We don't know what we don't know. And tomorrow it could be very different. There's also, I know you've heard about it, the whole idea that singing is more dangerous than anything.
Really?
Yeah, this is brand new, but it's basically, they're saying that singing in a crowd.
Because you're.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, this sounds awful, and I hate to even put it out into the universe, but I mean, I can only imagine how long it's going to take for Broadway theaters to open up again and to get that safely running again. I mean, as much as I would love it to start back up because that's my career, and I can only hope, the sooner the better. I mean, logistically, I can only imagine what it's going to take to get back to a healthy place with performing on those stages again with those crowds of thousands. So
Yeah. I think with that in mind, though, as I said before, it changes every day. So we don't know tomorrow if it's going to be a good day or a bad day or what. But it's just day by day. That's the way we have to live right now.
Exactly. I try to wake up and I write down a few things that make me happy. I know it just helps. And then, you can reflect back on what made you happy from a week ago or 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. And that's been kind of fun to reflect back on, and just little things. Or I'll do like 4 things in the morning, and then at night, maybe one thing throughout the day that, I enjoyed, one thing that I want to work on, just like little things. And it's not like I do it every night, but I felt that definitely helps with a mentality as well, and keeping like a clear head and wanting to, stay sane during all of this, and happy, stay sane and happy, and still hopeful. And I really strive for that. And it's hard to be away from my family, but I mean, I'm connecting with them every day, and I've become a pen pal. I'm a pen pal with my grandma more and more. Shout out to more and more. I love you. I love you so much. And I'm sending care packages, and I've been making face masks a lot. I've been hand sewing them, and I dropped some off at the one grocery store we have on this island for the employees there, and that was nice. And just trying to do as much as I can without, of course, putting myself in harm's way. But I'm just trying to make some, effort
Impact.
into helping other people
as
much as I can. Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. It's hard, and every day it's a little bit of a battle, but you just have to keep, surround yourself, or as much as you can, surround yourself with the people you love, and stay in contact, and things like this. I mean, just being in front of, talking to somebody else has already boosted my day, and has, it feels good to talk to somebody else and to have real conversation. And
I could go on like this for hours.
I know. I was like, what other questions you got? I'm trying to think of something I can keep.
Well, let's see. I do have some other questions. So there's a place that you were performing, and it's not on Broadway. It's under Broadway. Is that right?
Off Broadway.
Off Broadway.
Yes, I was in an off Broadway show. It ran from October of 2019 through the end of January 2020. So, and that was a really fun original musical called Teen Party Massacre.
Oh, right.
It's totally crazy. I mean, if you've ever seen a movie like Slumber Party Massacre or Scary Movie or any of those goofy yet scary movies, they basically just made a musical adaptation of it, and I got to be in it and lead it, and that was really exciting. And I was the girl who hosted the party where everyone dies. So, woo, so much fun.
Okay, I'm pulling it up.
No. It's okay. You don't have to.
No, I'm just gonna look at it myself.
Oh no, it's fun. It's cute. The main guy's weapon was a screwdriver, or not a screwdriver, an electric one. What do you call it? A drill bit almost.
Yeah.
That. So that's how he would get you. So that the icon for the show was it busting out of a cake. But It used to be out of a person's like chest because it was about a girl's like party. So it was like slumber party, whatever. But it was so much fun. It was goofy, and I got to work with fake blood and and throw things on stage and I got to fight a man with a fire poker. I mean, just like the craziest things. It was a really fun experience. So that was my first off-Broadway credit, which was really exciting. And
very cool.
The summer before that, I was in the New York Musical Theater Festival, where I was in an original musical, Start From Hello, which was probably my favorite theater experience I've had in the city so far. That was just a few months after I graduated. So it was really nice to book something right after that too. But I'm hoping once this all hopefully, progresses and we get a little better, that will be making a comeback, and I'll be a part of that again. It's hoping to come off Broadway within the next, hopefully, year or two. So that's within the next, that's in my sightline career-wise. But
Okay.
yeah, that off-Broadway show, the Teen Party Massacre, was so fun. And it was literally off-Broadway. It was right on 46th Street, across the street from Waitress. And I got to walk past Hamilton every day and to go into my own little backstage and my own little stage door. I mean, it was a small theater, but it was fun to it was a really cool experience to see, okay, well, I'm here now. So it's only hopefully up from here. And it's fun to look around and, hopefully one day instead of taking a left to this off-Broadway theater, I'll be taking a right and walking,
Nice.
that stage door. And
yeah, your dad had that question.
Yes, okay.
Hopefully
it is. We're really excited. I mean, it's a beautiful show, and I really do think that it would actually, it would reach a lot of hearts if it came out. So I hopefully, once this all clears up, that we can get back to work on that.
Yeah. Well, Katie and Nan said hello. They wanted me to make sure that I put that up there.
I'm so excited. I love it. I love everybody commenting. I'm so excited to see that people are watching and people that I love are watching.
Yeah, so, that's awesome. Yeah. I love being here for people and being able to talk to people. And it's
what a great thing that you've created. I mean, I was telling you before this started. I mean, I really enjoyed watching some of the interviews that I hadn't been able to watch. And you're such a sweet host for doing this and kind, as you know. And it's don't cry. Anyway.
I'm gonna try not to.
I'm going crazy. Can you tell?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try to keep this going as long as I can. It's great. It's fun, and I really do enjoy talking to people and checking in, and it's so great to see your face. I mean,
I had so much fun today. We need to we should do one of these with Mamma Mia cast.
Yeah,
maybe we can work on like a song. We can all do something together.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of hard because of the sync thing, but I'm working on a different way to do that. And I did it yesterday with Chris Stanley, but there were some issues with it. So I'm gonna try and see if I can't figure that out. But it does. Yeah. It's not in the same format. It's a different format. But I think it may work. So we'll try it out.
We'll try. We have time. I'll do some research as well. But I'm all for a Mamma Mia reunion. So.
Sweet. Well, I'm going to let you go so you can go chop some firewood.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
Okay.
Actually, I literally wrote it down. I was like, need firewood. So.
I was taking notes too. Let's see what I wrote.
I know.
I can't even read it. I can't read my own handwriting.
I wrote date because I didn't remember. You said May 7th, and I was like, oh, it's May 7th. So I wrote that down.
Sweet.
I wrote down random things, but yes, I had so much fun today. Thank you so much for having me, and
you're welcome.
I hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll try and organize that, but I'll let you know.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
That was so nice, so sweet, so wonderful. I appreciate Emily coming on and joining us today, and I hope you had fun too. I will see you tomorrow. We're going to be talking to the Unvarnished Theater here in Savannah. And that should be a very interesting interview, to say the least. This was also a very interesting interview. I hope that I always have interesting interviews. That's going to be my new tagline. Anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow.